I'm clicking live. We live
Oh,
now, so I told you 2 seconds ago we're gonna go live, and you still
okay.
it's
I
still
did hear
talking.
you. Sorry, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You see how we are already starting off today, so oh, sorry, I'm getting comfortable on my couch because it's I woke up way too early, still a little tired, so don't mind me while I lay on my couch. But we're here
We are.
talking about the never ever myths in this what in the world episode that we just watched last night. Whew. So I'm gonna open it up to you. How do you want to do this today? I don't mind. So I'm deferring to you today. How would you like to do this today?
I don't know. I just want to get it done.
Well, damn. uh, okay, let's do couple by couple then. Let's get Chris and Sandy out the way because I don't think we really got much of. Well, no, because they had never mind. They well,
I was
I don't know
about to say, wait a minute now.
because I
Who
forgot that
don't have
they.
drama?
Yeah, I was to say like, 'cause wait a minute, 'cause that's like, wait a minute, like, did somebody not really have much going on? I mean, I mean, if you really want to kind of say it, like, maybe, or think of it like this, maybe Diamond and Aaron, but Diamond was being teamed too much and
Mm.
being all up in everybody's business. So she's attached to Josh and Shay, so and they're explosive. So this or I don't know about
We could go
explosive,
in,
but they,
episode order because we started kind of like the episode started where we left off with Millie and Greg and their therapy session. And I see that, they started off in daylight and now it's nighttime and we're still talking to the therapist.
oh, that is true. I did notice that. Um,
It's like we missed dinner.
that they must have like they really must be talking a lot because, uh, yeah. So we did find out Greg was essayed as well. I'm not gonna say the word. That might be a trigger, so I'm not gonna say the actual word of what happened to him. But all I kept thinking when I heard that was everybody just needs to go to therapy. Just everybody needs to go to therapy because either someone's gone through SA or DV, and it's just ugh, it's a lot. That is a lot. I
It
mean,
is.
they must have really dug deep to these producers to um find these people because this is a lot. Half of these people left have seem to have been SA'd. And I'm not trying to make light of that. I'm really not. It's just these people. They really need. Clearly, they're not over this stuff, and it.
I wonder if the producer, I'd like to see a producer questionnaire. I wonder if it's on there and how many people actually do reveal it over their interview.
See, what I was thinking was, you know how, what's his face from season 5 of Love Is Blind? What was his face with Lydia and Uche, and his behind. He said that he was recruiting, or it was producers for Marius for a site tried to recruit him because they had the same producers, right? So he said that they tried to recruit him few years back, like in like 2021 or something like that, and then they hopped over to Love Is Blind, tried to recruit him for Love Is Blind, and it works. So that's what I'm thinking is going on here. They're going out and fishing for these people. They're not actually having questionnaires going on because if I,
Well, there is, casting stuff. There is, people will, answer certain casting calls. So my thing is that I can see you applying to a game show and then that the same casting for a game show may be affiliated with a reality TV production company. So it's like, oh no, let's not use them for a half-hour game show. Let's use them for, 8 weeks worth of dating or something. You never know.
Whatever it is, they raggedy. I'm just gonna say. I'm sorry.
Ooh, not that raggedy.
They are. I'm sorry. I can't.
Well,
They because these people did not need to come on TV. Not with the way their mentality is set up currently. No, they didn't. They did not.
they're producing a show, and what do people want to watch?
I get
So
they're
the
producing the show.
right.
That's not my issue.
So it's a
It
fine line between people need to stop and heal and production companies want to put something out to cause people to watch. So are they exploiting people's trauma? That's why I want to know even if they know that there is trauma.
I don't doubt that they know there's trauma. That's my whole point. That's my whole point behind they recruiting these people.
Okay.
Because I mean, if they didn't know, I mean,
I don't put it
it
above
looks bad on
someone
them. So
I don't put it above someone saying that yes, I've had trauma, yes, I've healed because I've been in therapy, and just they go with that and say, okay, you're healed, let's go. I don't
well,
put
we
it
know
above
how all
someone
people
to
lie. So
downplay their traumas to be on television. I don't disagree with that possibly happen, and I don't disagree with producers could say, "Ooh, this is some juicy stuff," or there could be some producers of saying that, "Hey, this needs to be brought to light to cause more discussion," because there are very few men that would share that their experiences with that kind of trauma.
that is true.
So I
I just
think
don't think that Greg is as hasn't even tried to process yet because we hear him say he's never told anybody this. So clearly he hasn't even tried to process this. So I
but there's
mean,
so many Gregs out there, and so many people think they're the only face of a Greg. So while I understand what you're saying, I also appreciate the fact that he is there and that they did put him center stage so that maybe there is a Greg out there who needs, therapy, will seek it now. Or am I too being too optimistic?
I don't know. I don't think you're being too optimistic. Maybe I'm just looking at it like these people just. I would rather see something healthy rather than. I mean, obviously we're tuning in because we're talking about it, but I mean, I was hoping for something more healthy rather than what we got. So, because I would
Understand.
rather see like the Brett and Tiffany's of the world where a From Love is Blind rather than toxic crap all the time. So,
Well, um, I do appreciate seeing Greg, and I think they do have enough drama on the show without this. But I do appreciate Greg sharing, and um oh, I just for me, I don't know, I may have a bias right now, but I did not think that Millie was very supportive. I just it did not scream or even whisper sincere to me.
yeah, you got a point. Maybe I wasn't looking as closely at that part, and so I just didn't pick up on that. But yeah, her facial expressions at the end of last episode was just clearly just
And it could be like, oh my God, where did this come from? It could be clearly that. It could be. But it's like, oh my God, where did this come from? But they, shady cameraman, shady editor made it seem like what the heck? You taking away my piece of the puzzle, my storyline. It looked like that, but this a stiff arm hug or a stiff arm pat to me, oh my gosh, I was like, what the heck is that? That is not how I console a romantic partner.
Well, that I kind of makes me think that it really wasn't a trick of editing then, because if she's doing all that, then I don't. I mean, but I think someone said on Jay's live last night that maybe that was just all she could give. Maybe I'm not gonna try to discount that. It's like maybe that's all she could give at the moment, unfortunately, and it just obviously didn't translate well. I don't know how it could, but it just obviously didn't translate well. So
Right. I guess so. I guess I'm looking at Greg's capacity to care for her in that moment, the pieces that we are shown, and I think I am probably judging her based on what she's showing. I'm not asking her to wipe his tears or anything, but I'm just not um basically, seeing a balance of care. I guess when we get to Jody and Aaron J, it's the same thing. The balance of care, I think, is a little bit off, but it's based off of what we're seeing.
true, 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 true. Hey Jay, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Even though we're not on camera, I appreciate it. I couldn't do on camera today, so I'm sorry about that. But thank you anyway. So, uh, yeah. I mean, was there anything else in that part of the discussion that you maybe saw that? Sometimes I be missing stuff because me. If I don't deem it salacious enough, I'm not gonna write it down. So
Oh, it needs to be salacious now. Okay. Well, nothing salacious there. It's just, as I said, the balance of care between them. It didn't sound like it balanced for me. But Millie is planning a 90s theme party for Greg. And I thought that was interesting. It's like, how can you keep a secret in the house? But
it's true. Ain't nobody can keep a secret. Cause look at Diamond. What?
ooh,
Uh,
you have to decorate the boom boom room to keep it a secret from him.
uh,
But
I mean, but that's if she doesn't tell anybody though. But nobody can keep a secret in this house apparently, because especially not Diamond. So maybe that's why she didn't tell Diamond. She told the guys. I don't know. I mean,
is it secrets or hearsay? So, but we'll get to there.
that is true. I need to kind of stick to definitions of words. Did he really say that, Jay? Because I don't remember that.
Yes, he did. He said, "Then don't tell the woman."
Uh, he's want to talk though, because he be talking a whole lot of stuff. So I don't know what he's talking about.
And having them men's lounges.
He really does love lounges, huh? I mean, just a gossipy man. I'm sorry. Whew. Anyways, so we do another game. What Tarada calls an activity here.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute, but I knew we were going to delve into positions.
Mm,
But I thought it was cute.
of
It's
course.
basically you were telling your story, added to the book. If you answer the same, we put it in the book, and if we answer differently, we shred it. It seemed like Shay and Josh for the win, though they did not tell us. We can infer from the other couples, and that Jody and Aaron J knew each other well enough to have Aaron H commenting that they were getting a lot of answers right.
Okay. Alexa needs to play "Obsessed" by Mariah Carey because he sounds so obsessed.
It's what I think it is, and I wouldn't say it so much an obsession. I think it's when you're faced with something that does not compute. It does not compute that y'all are getting the right answers if y'all aren't together all the time, if y'all aren't doing activities together, if y'all seem disconnected, and Jody seems to more be, you know, as Diamond said, tugging on Chris, I would say it does not compute that they know more about each other than the others who are more affectionate and spending more time together. So that's why I said last night on Jay's Live on another round was that, hey, we must not be seeing the time they spend together because clearly they are connecting. We got to be talking for you to know the answers to these questions.
I mean, and that's the one thing. That's the one thing I will give them is that they seem to be talking to each other and actually talking about something of substance. Not, I'm not gonna go so far as to say it's like delving deep into what needs to be talked about,
Uh huh.
but I do think that they're talking about something, anything. Whereas opposed, because I was gonna also say that all these other people are just, I mean, aside from Shay and Josh, are just being touchy feely, and that's really about it. So that kind of shows you that, I mean, because they're not really doing much of anything besides trying to be touchy feely. So
Right. If we touchy feeling, I'm not hearing words. I'm hearing sounds. We're not really talking if we touchy feely.
yeah, so I just um yeah, I just so I just, I mean, Aaron and Diamond really are a match made in heaven. It seems
Ooh,
like, and kind of pun intended,
girl.
because because they both like to be in everybody's business,
In the
and
middle of mess.
and he stays wanting to be in the middle of Joanna and Aaron's mess. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. It
I
just I think it just don't compute for him or other people. And in those instances when I say to myself, "Oh, this don't seem right," or this that don't add up, I'm like, you know what? It ain't my business to add up. Let me move over
I,
here.
I mean, yeah, and I get it, because I mean, I understand that feeling. It's just that he's, the reason why I'm saying it's giving obsessed is because he literally every other thing that comes out of his mouth is about Aaron and Joanna. So I
True.
mean, you and me, we would take no notice of it, but we're not gonna be all up in somebody's business like that, unless, not unless they come to us and talk
Well,
about it,
well, here's the
and we're
thing.
not talking about
I thought that we're all up in each other's business, and I gave the benefit of the doubt with that. If it's because we don't have TV and our phones, but apparently we have access to the outside world. So that kind of threw my theory out the water.
it. Do they really though?
Well, how else we talking to Alexis?
Oh, that's true. Never mind. Sorry, I forgot about that little tidbit. Sorry, forget that. So that is true. Maybe they have just access to texting, whatever, and they're not allowed to get on the phone, like use the internet on their phone, or watch TV or whatever. Maybe that's it's just limited to that.
Mm, maybe.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. I'm being unsuccessful in my opinion at the moment, but that's the only I can come up with.
Maybe. I'll give you that. I'll give you that little tidbit, but I'll give you that. But I'm just like, it's only you create mess because there's not enough going around right now, and I was just like, ugh, what the heck. But now you're talking, you talk to Alexis. But if that's the case, if what you're saying is, true, that they can access the outside world, or if they didn't have access to the outside world, why, how long have you been sitting on this egg? Because Alexa's been gone since the first 3 days.
The first day and a half, because she left. I think either sometime in the morning, second day, or sometime in the afternoon. So anywhere from like a day, day and a half at most,
Golly, even worse.
or at least as far as that's what it seemed like to me. So I mean, I may be completely wrong, but that's what it seemed like to me, is that she was only there for like a day, day and a half at best.
Right,
So which is even
right,
worse. So.
right. Even worse.
But I mean, like I said, they still could have access to, like, texting or calling somebody. But I mean, I'm trying to be generous. I'm trying to be generous, because if it's, I mean, because I was messaging Jr. on Instagram about this last few days, and he was like, he was saying that it was like very despicable if, like, even Josh was moving mad, and this is even worse if it's like Diamond moving mad, because she's sitting on this information. And I mean, first of all, I wouldn't have said. Well, never mind. I'm gonna wait till we get to there. So
Okay.
let me just because I wrote down that Shay had revealed that um after the baby situation with Josh, that she had stopped talking to him for 2 years. And I was like, well, then y'all weren't together for 12 years, because y'all stopped talking for 2 years. So that's not
We
12
weren't
years.
we weren't together, but we were together.
Now who's playing devil's advocate?
Not together, but we together. It's the whole, I guess I think of it as when Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade were, had a pause on their relationship, and he had a child with someone else. It's like these not talking and pauses get people in serious trouble. But yeah, it's after the baby, in Shay's case, being told about the baby, that they stopped talking for 2 years.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know how I would handle that. Because I don't stop talking for 2 years. I just stop talking.
Talking, right? That's exactly what I just I'm talking, like. I explained about that situation with that guy up in that guy who called me from jail. I haven't talked to that dude in like 3 years, almost 3 years. I just thought I should have stopped talking to him. So I'm like, I don't. It would have been all over if it was if some dude had a baby on me. No, no, it would have been game over. I'd be like, you do not exist to me at all.
Here, I'm on that Wendy Williams plan. It's like, you have a baby on me. Well, we done. It's game over. Mm-mm. I was like, 2 years. Okay, so then not till the child was um what, a year old, because we don't even know when. But he said he got somebody pregnant, so I'm thinking it's really early. So the child was probably 1 year old before we started talking back again. I just can't. Mm-mm-mm. I
She
just
must be
can't.
she must be completely in love with this dude from the time she was 18 years old. Cause there's no way. There is absolutely no way
Now
that's
remind
really
me.
how it's set up.
Now remind me. Does she have kids? I know she does.
I don't think she ever said. As far as I know, she's never said she's had any kids. That doesn't negate that she might have them, but I would think that she would have said so by now, because we all thought that Aaron J never had any kids, and then he just plopped that information like what, an episode or two ago. So, uh,
Right, because
I don't know.
the way you're saying it, and the way she said it leads me to believe she's had kids. Meaning, wouldn't she have had kids on him during that same time?
Well, that's
You
true. Then they need to let this go. Both of them need to let this go because not now both of them have babies on each other.
right, that's why I don't know. I want to know if she did have, kids, because if it's 12 years, considering her age, as you said, she would have been in love with this man since 18,
Mm.
unless she had a kid before 18. I'm just thinking they could have both, but that's, predicated on whether she has kids or not. But as you said, production is waiting till like the last minute and drop a kid in the mix. Here you go. I'm a dad.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But Greg in the doghouse because he got the answers wrong.
Well, whoever said it last night was right. It seems like she's just waiting for something to be mad about. Always something to be mad about.
So that would be my question to you. Is it okay if the gentleman does not remember the exact date of your birthday, but he remembered the month?
See, as I said last night, you got twice before I just stopped telling you shit. Because I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. I'm sorry. I am not gonna keep repeating myself. I can't stand repeat, but that's one of the things I cannot stand doing is repeat myself. You got twice before I get hella annoyed.
But I may have retention and recall problems.
That ain't my problem. That is not my problem. That is not my problem.
So, what about my suggestion of you have a calendar and it's, in the kitchen or a high traffic area, and your birthday is, highlighted in a red star or whatever? Would you help?
He better help himself and put that star on the calendar for himself because I'm
But
not doing it for him. I'm not his mother.
but but your way he is going to trip into the doghouse.
I don't make a big deal out of my birthday to begin with, but I'm not gonna keep telling you shit. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Either you remember or you leave me the hell alone.
So that means he
That's
has 2 years to remember it, or it has 2 instances of recall to remember it.
two instances of recall because I'm
Oh,
not doing 2 years of that. Like what?
there are
Because I
people
would have told
married.
you by now.
There are people married years and they have to remind their spouse of their birthday every year.
That's good for them, not me.
Heck, our wedding anniversary is my husband's deceased mother's birthday, and I have to remind him. So this is a date that is, means something to him, but I'm the one to remind him of the date. See? Oh yes, another round.
See,
Wait till you have kids. You stay on repeat, repeat. You remember cassette tapes?
vaguely.
Okay. I rock my tape till my tape pops. It ain't no pop in the tape. It's just consistently playing, repeat and play, repeat, rewind, play, repeat. You were probably the wonderful child that you're told one or two times and you got it right.
I maybe I don't could I see the thing is like kids are different because they know your mama, but I'm talking about a man here. I'm not a man's mama, so you got two times before you either figure it out by your lonesome or leave me the hell alone. That's just all there is to it. A kid is just one thing, but a grown ass man, no, leave me alone. If you can't remember my simple birthday, so
Well,
I'll
my
give kids grace because they're kids, and it is what it is with kids. A
those
grown man, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
those kids grow into grown men. I'm
They
just
didn't need to
saying.
step in and like figure it out then, because after 18 years old, I'll give a little bit of grace and say like 20 years old, and by that point, if at 20 you still ain't get it, then hang it up. Sorry, hang it up.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't do it. I
As
can't do it.
as we said on Jay's live last night, either a player or a stage 5 clinger might be the ones to remember the dates and everything involved. And even those come with their own issues. But I'm a wait. As Jay said, you hard now. But when you are in love, you do let some things marinate a little bit more. But I'm like you. I don't stress my birthday. I know what I'd like to do. I organize it. I would even schedule it. And like this past birthday, I did a spa day, full day at the spa, including lunch and everything. And hubby just came around and was like, "Hey, how much your spa day costs?" He's like, "Okay, here you go, and here's a little bit more to enjoy the rest of the day." And for me, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Like the year before, we really didn't do anything for our birthdays, but we planned a trip. We went to Portugal the year before. But Portugal was like months after each of our birthdays, but we used to like, okay, we do nothing really, just go out to eat or do something local and small. And but we planning a big trip, and this will be our birthday anniversary trip. That's how we do it. But of course, I organize, and he just goes along. Like he's like, tell me what day, and make sure you pack my passport.
And now others will mess it up on purpose, Jay. See, like this is I'm a control freak, so I guess maybe that's why I don't overly do things on my birthday because I'm like, you know what, I prepare for the worst. So it's like if you mess it up, then ugh, yeah. Anyways, let me get back to the actual topic at hand.
Millie said it's the small things. And if you forget the small things, you end up in a doghouse. So we're just trying to make sure that, future gentlemen in your realm don't end up in a doghouse.
Mm.
Girl. But we have Aaron J talking through the bathroom door to Jody talking about, you know, I got a date planned.
Mm. I hope Sean didn't freak out about that again.
We don't know yet. We don't know when or if Sean will see that. Sean has a busy weekend this weekend, so we're
All
not sure
right.
when he would see it. But yeah, I'm interested to know too his reaction to it. But I don't have a
Well,
problem.
he kind of did the little vomit emoji in the chat last night when you heard about it. So it gives you some indication of what he might be thinking. He's like, get far away from me while I'm using the toilet or the toilet, I should say. Keep it fancy for him because he's so fancy. Anyways,
I don't mind. Actually, I open the door and let you in. But Jody may be seeking peace and solace in that bathroom.
Yeah, she's like, stay 10 feet away from me, please. I don't know.
So he was all happy and giddy because they were going to a photo shoot.
Mm, poor little Tink Tink. That's all I gotta say for that moment. Just poor little Tink Tink.
Um, I think now that he has thought about it, now that he has gone through the motions of it, I think, this would have been a much better date when they met. The old saying, you don't get a second time to make a good first impression. So
Hmm.
he's trying to crawl out from the hole he done dug in. Um, and she was happy. I saw, just like when she was dancing with the dad, she was excited. She loved the costumes. She was really, really into it. And then um, the photographer decided to say, let's get close, look into each other's eyes. Let's get the smoke machine going. Let's get the lighting. And Aaron J said, let's get the kiss. And it was the greatest kiss I've ever had. Isn't that
Like I
so
said,
along?
poor little Tink Tink.
That was an
Oh,
amazing kiss.
oh.
And pan to her. I felt nothing.
No, first off, her face. Oh, I died. I absolutely died because I shouldn't have laughed, but I did, and I'm so sorry, Aaron, if you listening to this, because I knew right then and there, she did not feel a dang on thing when he kissed her. I thought maybe that would spark something, but that face said it all, and I died on her behalf, or I should say his behalf, actually, because that was so tragic. And he still for like a
Was it
good few
tragic?
minutes. Well,
Mm.
on his part, for him, it's probably tragic because like for him, he did not think anything was wrong until like he got back to the house. And
That's why he still gives me late bloomer and can't read the room.
oh yeah, definitely.
It's giving me late bloomer can't read the room because I'm sorry, I'm sure quite a few people have had, instances where they have kissed someone and they feel nothing. They don't, my thing is at least she didn't feel nausea. Okay? Um
Dang, not nausea.
hey, she felt nothing. Nothing to Sparks is better than nothing to nausea. Okay? Because I would have preferred she said, I feel nothing rather than that grossed me out. So I just think she was being, gracious. She probably is saying exactly she never fails to say how she feels, and to feel nothing is she doesn't feel any sparks. She doesn't feel the need to go further, or as he said, her girly parts didn't tingle. So I'm like, okay, this is just, I know it'll hurt Aaron J to a particular point because he thought it was amazing. They were having a great time. She looked wonderful. He looked wonderful. And, I don't know. I didn't like the whole holding your sword. I thought it was, precursor for other things. But I just preferred if she said exactly what she said. I would have preferred, like, then there at the photo shoot, she would have told him You know what, Aaron? I'm glad we had that kiss. That kiss told me a lot of things, and one of those things is that I don't think I can pursue more physically with you. I don't feel sparks or the deep need to even a repeat performance, because I think it would have negated any kind of off feeling at the house. And somebody also said last night on another round's channel and chat that maybe, you know, they can't just up and leave. No more couples can leave. But I would have certainly told him that, hey, don't do that again. I didn't like it. And but we're gonna finish off this here season. We're gonna end up being great pen pals. Not buddies, but pen pals. Don't call me, just write. Um and we we could go from there. I just
Okay,
was like,
now she threw up in our mouth a little bit. I would not be surprised if she actually did a little bit. I'm not gonna be mad, or I'm not gonna be actually surprised if she did that. So, but no, quite honestly, I think she knew deep down within her that she knew she did not like him like that. Like Aaron J said, she knew her girly parts did not tingle for him whatsoever in that way. And so I think she knew that all this whole time, and she just did not want to admit it to herself. What that reason might be, why she didn't want to, that's anyone's guess. I kind of think that maybe the reason why she didn't was because um she didn't at least while on the show she didn't want to look like the bad guy, but for the coming on the show it could have been that she just didn't, like I said, didn't want to admit it. But I don't think that she all of a sudden had this epiphany that she just did not, she knew she did not like him because of the kiss. I think I've mentioned before that either to you privately or on here as well that there was this guy like 2 years ago that I met that I just did not find attractive at all, and I knew there was going to be no way that I could see a future with him because I definitely I probably put a little bit more stock in the physical part than I guess most women, and so um I knew that was not going to work out between me and him. So yeah, I knew deep down that I just did not find him attractive. I knew deep down. I just for a long time I didn't want to admit it. So I just kind of feel like that's what's going on here too.
understood.
So
But for me, it could be as simple as, your just being close enough to a person and their essence. I can't, if I don't like the smell of your body sweat, then I know definitely, or just your personal aroma, I know it's like ain't no way you getting close to me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Now, if you smell good enough, and I would like to, as the old songs used to sing, I want to drink your bath water. Oh yeah.
still gag, instant gag reflex. Welcome LC Charmed. Welcome to the chat. Definitely she knew that well before the first date. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, she did. She knew well before the first date, but it just solidified it. Oh, Ariadne, you too young to know drink your bath water. Maybe you are.
I I That it sounds vaguely familiar, so I might be a little bit too young for that, but
Yeah.
yeah, still gag. Sorry, I took that a little bit too literally. So I mean, it did sound kind of familiar when you said it, but I still like uh, not you getting a stalker out here. I'll say it. You better hide your pearls and hide your area, hide your money. You got a stalker out here.
Well, I'll have another place for her to stalk. I'll start doing my videos in about mid June. I'll start doing videos on my channel, so you can have a direct stalking line. Um, LC Charmed. So definitely, we will go on a journey together. But yeah, you're too young to know about drinking that bath water. But I prefer Jody saying I didn't feel anything. I prefer that than saying, I felt nausea or I was completely turned off. I think that was the best thing she could say. I think it's the best thing she could say because I certainly would not embarrass him on national television and say I threw up in my mouth or anything like that.
Right. But yeah, she does need to say this to him because unfortunately, like clearly, and maybe she did this unintentionally because like I said a few minutes ago, I think she like she knew deep down. I feel like she knew deep down, um, at least at some point, that she did not like him like that and just didn't want to say anything. And she, like, if that's the case, then she unintentionally gave him breadcrumbs to kind of eat eat at or whatever.
Or
Um,
or it could be the man
so
eater in her still trying to eat, and reel somebody in. Could be the man eater in her still, attracting prey to her area. That can happen too. It could be, how sometimes somebody is dating extensively or they're dating and they're a player and it's like, dang, I'm trying to not be a player, but forces are still coming at me. So I think it could be that for her. It's like, I want to be in a serious relationship. I don't want to be a man eater, but those man eater vibes are still, attracting folks and pulling them into my web.
LC Charms, I can hide shit on my face. I can't hide nothing. So I mean, if I don't mess with you like that, you're gonna feel it. Unfortunately, you're gonna feel it, and I may not say nothing, which is gonna be on me to not say for me not saying something. But if I get a bad vibe from you, and or I just don't mess with you like that, you're gonna feel it. Unfortunately, so I mean,
I can hide is whether I choose to hide it or not. I can hide it. But, I'm just of a particular age and I'm married, so I don't have to hide it. I can let you know you sound crazy.
I'm gonna look at you like you crazy if you do some crazy stuff. I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy. I'm never gonna hide that on my face. I'm like, what? Because story time, kind of like not a story time, I guess. But I had this former roommate, right? And um, she had this crazy story about how she supposedly was getting into Bitcoin to make some extra money. So she apparently had done that for a couple weeks, and so she was gonna cash out some of it, I guess. And on her day off, because I remember this was like a Saturday a couple years back, and um she had said to me that this guy was gonna hop into a helicopter, fly it over to where we were living at the time and dropped an envelope full of cash down from the helicopter, and then she was going to get the money that way. Or she said that it was going to be possible that the guy was going to land the helicopter in a residential area and bring it over to her. And I'm not kidding. I telling you, I bet you my face was like, are you stupid or are you stupid? Unfortunately, it's just like, so. Long story short, if I don't feel, if I think you're just acting weird, then my face is gonna show that.
I would have asked, how much Bitcoin are we talking? Because you could skip
I
the.
know nothing of Bitcoin, so I didn't even think to ask that. I
I
just looked
I
at her like she was crazy.
I would have said, where's he picking up the money? Because I'd go for half the price of that helicopter ride. Just pay me. I'll go pick it up for you. And on the way, a U-Haul truck is gonna come get my stuff. So
And as far as I know, no, I don't think she was on any medication. So that's why I was like looking at her like she was crazy. I was like, the hell is going on with you? Like,
ooh, child, you gonna need some story time. You gonna need a after dark. So the
but
next
anyway,
thing
so back to
was
the episode.
Chris and Sandia had their friends and family visit.
All I can say is birds of a feather.
Ooh, child, Chris and Ben's. Now, when he first came in, I didn't even notice his name. They didn't show his name until afterward they were sitting down. That's or when he was introduced to Sandia's friend. And when I saw Ben's, all I heard was in my head was Ben Zeno. If you know Love and Hip Hop and back in the day stuff, and I think it was the Source magazine, you would know Ben Zeno. I was like, did he just shorten it? Because he gave me a Ben Zeno personality. But Chris, if you're looking for a long-standing relationship, why would you bring your wingman or the man you are the wing for? Why? Why would you want this
That's an easy
presented?
answer.
Right. Why would you
He
want
doesn't
this
want
presented
one.
to her?
He doesn't want
Okay.
a long-standing relationship because if he did, he wouldn't have brought him. That's why I said birds of a feather.
So it's like, hey, this is my guy. So whenever I'm going out, this is my guy, and this is the guy I'm hanging out with. You ain't got nothing to say because he and I are gonna be hanging out. Okay?
That is probably the very thing he would say too. I would not put it past him.
I was like, Chris, this is not the beginnings, or this is not the friend to tell her you wish for, a relationship. Yep. Yeah, the Chris does try to be like him. But aesthetically, physically pleasing. Benz and Chris are what young ladies now are going for. Chris had a nice little twin set on. He was looking good to meet the friend or family, and Sandia looked great too. I wish we had another jacket, but she looked great too in her dress, and she was right. I would side eye the friend if this is who you brought. And Sandia's friend, I think that shady cameraman and shady lighting man, because the lighting did not serve her well. Sandia's friend, her makeup looked very expressive and overly done, and I know it's the lighting. Or was it my TV?
I wasn't really paying attention to the
Okay.
translations all that much. So
It just
I
didn't look
you're
like
the
it blended
you're
well. Yeah, it just didn't look like it blended well. But the friend Sandia's friend was Stephanie. And Stephanie, she too peeped Ben's and was like, "Why am I engaging with this dude? Let me just focus on Chris." And Sandia's friend's like, how's this man gonna influence your relationship? How's this gonna influence a relationship? Thank you,
yeah,
Elsie Charm.
she's gonna need to like spend a little bit of time with him though, because I think you said it last night that he's more the charmer, and so he's gonna obviously put on more of a front than obviously Ben's would, because Ben's is the more out there kind of type. I thought Chris was like Ben's, but Ben's puts him to shame actually, and because he seems like he's more Chris is more the charmer than Ben's is. So
Oh
I think that
yeah.
the friend would need a little bit of time to actually, like, I would say a couple of, like, at least two or three meetings to be able to suss him out correctly, maybe. To actually get him to like slip up, maybe.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I just think that I see the friend Ben's as the Kevin Hart meme with the bottle in the hand, just dancing, and Chris is the more level-headed one, not as loud, not as abrasive, but certainly still one to watch out for. But it doesn't give me much hope for these ladies looking for love in the club or the winery. But Ben said that men don't cheat, they just explore options.
throw him in the trash. Just throw him in the trash, please. I beg of whoever, just do it for me, please. I got a bad bag, so I can't do it myself. But please throw him in the trash.
I would have loved to beg the question. So are women allowed to explore options?
I bet you they would not be okay with that. Because
I bet
I
you.
find that a lot of times that when men want to do certain instances, like, explore their options, quote unquote, they're not okay with their women doing that. So
Exactly. Exactly, especially their wife. But it was uneventful other than Ben's trying to spice it up. He don't want to lose his wingman. He don't want to lose his what? Lose his ace boon coon, in the club. So I'm like, Ben's is not here for Chris settling down and getting with Sandia. And Sandia's friend is all about like, okay, Chris seems decent, but you know, you see who his friend is. So act
mhm.
accordingly. Protect yourself and act accordingly. So then Aaron J and Jody come back home from the photo shoot, and she
It looks
eating
like the
that.
life got sucked out of them. I'm like, child, just call it quits, please. Because y'all really are in. She like they're both in the second place at this point. Because ain't no way.
They do
Mm-mm.
know better. They do. She was there. I think she just like, how do I tell this man? Or production told me we can't leave. I'm stuck here till the end. Let me just. How do I proceed?
Just tell them. I'm like, if you're stuck there, all you can really do is just tell them, like, just do it. Just rip the freaking band-aid off. I just please. You're all you're doing is just prolonging the freaking pain at this point. I mean, This is why I value honesty so much. Cause like it may hurt at first, but like, come on. I mean, in the long run, I'm gonna get over it quicker. Hopefully, if you tell me straight up from the jump, rather than uh,
But it's a fine line. You don't want to devastate him. You don't want to hurt him. So I understand where she's coming from. I totally understand where she's coming from. It is going to hurt. He is on this journey with you. And, in that, I can understand, Jody, you don't want to damage this man's reputation because this is going to be seen far and wide and it will live forever on the internet. So I just, I was glad that there wasn't a whole lot of folks around them, though it did seem, it did seem like Josh and Chris were like, sitting up waiting, make sure everybody's back home in the house and just chatting and talking because Chris looked like he was half asleep. Chris looked like he was half asleep at that table. When he was talking, y'all had a good time, y'all had a good date. When he was talking, and then Jody stopped eating and went back, I guess, to the room to get ready for bed. But the heart to heart with the three guys, I thought was really, really good. I thought it was really good. And if it was anybody, I think was a bone collector, Josh, because he seems to be around for all these conversations. But Josh is like, "Oh, how'd the kiss happen? Oh my God!" I was like, "Josh, really, really?" But and that's also different things that make me think Aaron J is late bloomer possibly. But Chris was very, very helpful in saying he doesn't like how Aaron J is being treated. Um, he is a respectful guy. He is taking, care of Jody, but don't forget to take care of yourself as well and what you need in a relationship.
I mean, I guess better late than never for him coming to this realization. But oh, he's exhausting.
But I
He's
mean,
exhausting.
quite a few of us have been in a situation where we just holding on tight or holding on because we don't want to go back out there, start at square one.
Mm, maybe I don't know. I guess this is where it kind of comes off like, well, she's whether she means to or not, she's if she doesn't say anything, she's making herself look like the bad guy for not wanting to say anything and stuff. I mean, ugh, unfortunately, I mean, it may not be her intention, but that's what she's doing. Unfortunately, because I mean,
Well,
I
they're
know that I kind of thought this like a few times with Married at First Sight, like Brian from the Houston season when he didn't tell Brett that he found her attractive like that. So, uh,
I think they both have good lessons to learn. He's got to realize when a relationship is not fulfilling to him, when he is not receiving what he needs from a partner. She also has got to learn how to tell the person gently that this is not serving me and I don't think we can go any further. They both have lessons, great lessons to learn, because it seems to me many a time that folks just either don't know how to break up, don't want to break up, or like I said last night, it could be self-preservation. You don't know how somebody's going to respond with rejection. It is always interesting to learn how to navigate if you are either one, because we can all be either the Aaron J in the situation where we think, oh my god, this relationship is awesome, I'm knocking it out of the park, this is great, or we could be the Jodies of the situation where, hey, um I know the person is feeling me, but how do I tell them that I'm not feeling the same level of affection that they are? I feel nothing.
Why did you go closer to that mic like that? Stop it. Ugh. Yeah, I guess it's just the fact that she said, "I like." She did it in like such a deadpan voice that I was like, "Girl, that's what set me over the edge." Was I felt nothing. I was like, "Damn." I was like, I felt attacked, and she
Right.
wasn't even talking about me. Like she don't even know I exist. So I'm like, "Girl, like please." Oh, so I don't know. I was like, ugh. That's why I was like, these two needed to call it quits and like leave expeditiously or something because this is ugh,
Mm-hmm.
lots.
Where do we go from here?
In the terms of Chris and or not Chris, Aaron, Jay, and Joanna, or the episode.
It could be both because I really feel for both of them. I really feel they're Aaron J and Jody are in a tenuous position in that, how do you navigate this, especially with a whole production crew around, and as I said, shady production, because these people are talking and spending time together. That's why they're answering these questions correctly, but we're not seeing it. We are not seeing it. So there has to be, and I think that's the basis on Aaron J thinking he's progressing to, another level. Ugh. It's just hard either way. It's hard for in either one's position. And going off the next conversation and the next bone collecting moment, Josh is hanging out with Greg outside by the heating, the hot lamp. I'm like, why is Josh involved in all these conversations?
Hmm. I feel like these people because I always find that people tell me a lot of stuff. They come to me and tell me a lot of stuff, and I feel like maybe Josh is kind of like the same way, or has that like same sort of energy when people feel, I guess, safe to say something to him, and so they just have all these conversations around him because they know that he's not gonna be doing it. Cause remember when he was like when Aaron H was going in on Joanna a couple episodes back, and he was just off in the background eating his food. I'm like, that's me. I'm just like, if I can't get away, I'll just sit there and just finish doing whatever I'm doing, and just let y'all go at it because that that has got nothing to do with me. So
But why force
maybe
Greg to?
that's it.
Yeah, but why force Greg to be outside? I didn't see any evidence that he was out there smoking, unless they
Well,
had
he
them talk
could. It's just
after Greg finished his cigarette. I don't know. I'm like, why is Greg out there freezing his behind off? We know, Josh is out there because he's, puffing. But it's like, why is Greg outside?
maybe he was talking with Josh when, like, maybe he could not have been smoking. I don't know what if he's a smoker or a non-smoker or what, but maybe he was talking with Josh was about something. Well, and Josh needed a cigarette, and so they went outside. I don't know. Maybe that's it. That's all I got.
Understood. 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 I can get that part. But I just was like, what in the world is is Greg doing out here and chatting it up with Josh? And I'm like, okay, Josh, you know she gonna hear this story later.
Mm.
Gonna be pillow talk in the boom boom room.
Well, not no more. Not
Ooh,
no more now.
ooh,
because
and
of
that's
because of
how we
what Diamond does.
transition.
I'm like, not no more, because like Diamond sure as hell made sure that there was gonna be no more peace in that boom boom room between the two of them, because she
As you
didn't get
say it,
she did.
was Diamond clearing out the boom boom room for their own personal use? Wait a minute now.
I I hope not, because I mean, uh, because or maybe because I mean I
Inquiring
need Diamond to
minds.
get off. I need Diamond to get off my screen because she is way too messy. And I knew there was a reason why I didn't like her, and this is exactly why. Claiming it like when people tell you who they are, believe them the first time. And she said she was not a girl's girl, and look what's going on. She had zero proof that this was actually what's going on. Yeah, here she is gossiping like a 14-year-old girl.
Not 14.
Well, the shoe fits. I'm just gonna say, shoe fits.
Well, I do agree with you that, Diamond should have listened to herself first before she went to talk to Shay. She clearly told Shay, don't say anything until have proof. It's like you should have followed your own advice. Don't say anything. Unfortunately, you're inserting yourself in their relationship. My thing is Shay's intuition will pop up. Shay's intuition would be like something ain't right here, and it would reinforce, and something else would cause her to walk away if she decides to walk away from this relationship. But to insert myself with no proof, and like I say, I'm not doing that. Okay, you are my friend. I'm gonna tell you watch your back, front and sides too. But I'm not coming giving you no bones. Now we may go on a hunt for information together, but I'm not, the one to be come back. Oh, I saw your dude at a club or whatever with somebody. Mm mm. Because you gonna find out, or he gonna tell on himself for sure. But I was seriously disappointed. It's like you don't know each other. Diamond does not know Shay, nor Alexis, nor Josh. You have no idea how a person is going to react to this. You have no idea how they're going to just respond to this. It just ugh. And she responded how I thought. She went off. She went off. It's like I want to know the truth. I want to know what's going on.
Hmm. Sorry, I'm gonna try to find something real quick. Oh, a clip is calling to me that I saw on Instagram, but I don't think I can find it on Instagram at the moment. But I'm
Oh, okay.
trying to
I
find it
just
on
I
YouTube
just
real quick. So
I
bear with
don't
me.
believe in that revealing stuff, like that. I don't like that at all. At all. I just it just ugh. You don't know these people. I don't know them. I don't know the relationship, and you daggone sure don't know Alexis. So you're treating Alexis like it's gospel, but you're still saying that you trust Alexis's word, but you're saying Josh and Shay are like, family to you, but you trust in Alexis's word. It just doesn't compute for me. It does not compute for me.
Mm, yeah, I don't. I mean, if he did this, then the producers are not the one with that are raggedy. He is as well. So, I mean, I hope it ain't true. I really hope it ain't true. But I mean, here I am hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. So, I'm just, uh,
It's like, do you?
I just
It's
need
like,
Diamond.
go
Mhm.
ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say like I just need Diamond to literally get out of everybody people's business because it's coming to me now. It's coming off like she feels like she doesn't have like her own relationship don't freaking stink like a big
Mm,
old pile of dino do from
mm,
Jurassic Park,
mm.
and I'm like, please stop it. You, your whole man proposed to a whole other woman on Facebook.
My
I
thing
mean,
is,
we're not gonna keep blowing past that. So please stop it.
it's not only that; it's that we're all here having relationship woes, and considering that he did have a relationship with his roommate previously that caused a rift in their relationship, I just won't tell her anything because I wouldn't see it, one, as my place. I just met you. And two, y'all gonna have to figure it out. And if he is doing this, it will rear its head, whether in the experiment or outside the experiment. It's just, Alexis is no longer here. Why is this rearing up? And it's like, it also, kind of puts a visual on Alexis of, you had just met these people not even 48 hours and you are suggesting to join in their frolicking. It just is, not a kosher thought process. I just, I just felt with everything, I wouldn't have said anything to Shay or Josh. I'd have been like, here's Alexis's number. She wants to reach you to reach out to her. Since she ain't been in the house, she misses us. That's it. If anything else explosive, my hands ain't on it. But apart from that, I just, next week gonna be spicy. Real spicy next week.
Chris needs a muzzle. He needs a
Women are
muzzle.
bad decision makers.
He needs a muzzle.
So
A whole muzzle.
how about I play Chris advocate? I think based on the women that he has encountered, that is indeed correct because they've chosen him.
Uh, well, he means all women. He's not talking about a select few. You know, he's talking about all women.
Yeah,
He may
yeah,
not have
yeah.
said that, but you know he's talking about all women. So that's why I said she needs a muzzle because he is like a wild dog. Thank you, Angela, from Why Did I Get Married? Because she she had that line right. He's gonna run like a wild dog if he keeps talking.
Well, and that may be it. He isn't a wingman to someone, and he's winging it, and he ain't even in the right ball field. So it's looking crazy.
And so we also see Diamond's daughter come in talking about she doesn't think Aaron is in love with her mom.
Who?
Uh,
What would give her that impression?
I hope I hope some real tea is kind of spilled there because I'm like, what are we not seeing, sis? Like
We saw the ring.
the ring to another woman.
Right. We saw the ring for another woman. So that would be my first impression. If you love my mama, you wouldn't even think about marrying somebody else. How about that? How about them apples?
Mhm. Oh,
But that is ooh, I was like, "Ooh, Diamond, you probably raised your daughter to be very vocal, and she is going to be vocal." And then too, she doesn't know, the daughter doesn't know, if this works out between Diamond and Aaron H, then Mama is going to be moving across the country to California. We live in Florida. That there's that to think about. I may be fearful that I'm going to lose my mother in proximity, and her affection. It's very interesting.
I feel like there's something that she's about to drop on everyone. Part of me thinks like something's gonna happen, like something because we're not seeing the full context here, so I'm thinking like something about to happen, like something more is about to happen. Like we're about to get a little bit more, and there's more to it than just the he proposed to another woman. Because I mean, as much as like I'm kind of stuck on that and like and all that, I think there's something. They can't just be that as to why they've never met up. I don't think. At least I hope not. Because that's enough in and of itself. But I mean, ugh.
Yeah, it is going to get really, really good, or I should say another good episode next week. And I'm wondering why now with Diamond's daughter, because then that would mean Diamond has gotten two family visits.
Oh, that is true. I forgot that they already had a family visit. That's right. I forgot about that. Um, I need to go back to bed, y'all. I'm sorry. I woke up at like 6:45 this morning. But yeah, that is true. What's so pressing that she had to come?
Right.
Oh, that's right. He's about to propose. That's probably what happened. He's probably wanted her to come so they can ask, like, either like do the proposal in front of her. That's probably what's going on. Because I forgot about that part. Is that he's literally planning to propose. That's probably what's gonna go on next episode. Is that if I had to guess, and that's why she's there. Because Diamond didn't, or he didn't want Diamond's daughter to miss out on seeing him propose to her mother.
And that is a wonderful point. I forgot about his wanting to propose. That is an excellent point, that maybe that is what caused them to bring the daughter out.
Hmm.
But that is the Never Ever Met, another episode. We survived.
Okay. I got a bone to pick with the producers or the
Ooh.
editors, I should say. Not the producers, the editors. And maybe the producers if they co-signed this thing. Why in the world did y'all put Aaron H toe sucking on my screen again? I literally just burned that crap out of my mind and you had to put it back in there. So yes, I'm calling you guys raggedy. At least the editors, if not both the editors and the producers. Because the editors at the very least chopped and screwed and put that back in there. We did not need to see that. So I'm
Keep
calling you
in
guys out. I had
keep
to.
in mind, I did not bring that up because I knew what it took
I,
for you the first time. I didn't bring it up.
I needed to call them out because that was they need holy water splash on them because that was some devil worship working there because I'm like, ugh, they did not need to put that back in there. And I like how they tried to sneak that in there in the middle of the episode. I was like, y'all ain't slick. We are not slick.
Yeah, I did not bring it up, and I left it out even last night with Jay's live on another round, and I just said I will not bring it up today. So, cheers to you for bringing it up and calling them out. There are other ways to fill in a 5 second gap.
Exactly. I'm like, I mean, it's just like, come on. And I think someone brought this up yesterday, last night. I don't, or I either that or I saw this on online, but they it's very and forgive my French, but ass backwards that they decided to do this game of trying to see if they got to know each other very well towards the end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and they put the Kama Sutra stuff at the beginning of the season. It seems very weird to do that. I mean, you would think that they
Yeah.
would start off with that and then make it so that they have homework so that way if they obviously didn't know as much as they thought they did, they can, you know, find they can like give them little activities they can do because you know how they do that on Married at First Sight all the time. They could that's what they could have done here, that they could have given them little things to do, like little um there's this YouTuber that I used to watch all the time that she also discussed Married at First Sight, and she has this thing called Sip and Share, like the
Uh-huh.
little card game where you can do Sip and Share, and um they could, kind of do something like that, kind of where they kind of do little, questions or whatever to kind of, like how they do on Married at First Sight, where they can just do like a fishbowl thing and drink some wine or something, um or I don't know, just like some little game, some sort of little game that they can make up where they can ask questions and to get to know each other, and then do the whole Kama Sutra thing and then the tying up thing. Like, but no, they're just doing this all ass backwards, and it's just weird.
Um, I do understand. I wish the game that they played this episode was the first interaction they had.
Exactly.
I would have understood this game to see, like, let's see how much y'all have learned about each other while y'all were online dating.
Hmm.
And, it started with the birthdays and all these things. And then it kind of gradually go into the physicality of it all. But I think that going straight into the Kama Sutra could have been now, kind of like, the hostess, which I love her, could have been like, now that y'all have, tried out the boom boom room, let's see what's your favorite positions, kind of thing. So
Hmm.
this game would have been a great icebreaker to start the process. And then maybe throw in those questions later on again to see, well, did you learn anything? Because I know some folks don't learn anything.
Mm. See how it just goes in one ear, not the other, essentially.
Right? It's like, what in the world? But this would have been a great mixer to begin with. It's like, oh, okay, okay, I see you. I see you. But no, I agree with you. They could have changed it up. And since I guess I'm hearing you rubbing your eyes, I guess we're keeping you awake.
No, I wasn't rubbing my eyes. I was
Making
rubbing
fun.
my.
I
I'm
just
actually
making fun,
sitting
girl.
upright for a change. Funny enough, I started off like laying on my bed or not my bed, sorry, my couch, and now I'm like I'm sitting upright. So I'm like, but yeah, mm, we got what 3 more episodes now.
That is pretty much it. I am unsure about where all these couples are going to be going, but I will be sure to watch.
Where they're going is straight to the pits of hell. That's where they're going. Cause they're and ain't nobody to root for now. 'Cause I was kind of rooting for Shay and Josh at first, but even with the whole baby situation, but now I can't even root for them. So there
Girl,
ain't nobody to root for.
until I see Shay interacting with that child of Josh's and the roommates, mm, I give it a nice little side eye.
That's what I was doing. Was siding them until that's why I was like half rooting for them because until that whole thing got squared away because I don't think it was fully squared away. Honestly, if I'm being truthful here, I didn't think it was all squared away, and that's why I was kind of half pulling for them because they seemed only reason was because they seemed to be gelling physically physically together, but um yeah, though I mean and now it's just even worse given this whole accusation. I mean, ugh.
Understood. Understood. But yeah, I don't know yet how this will play out, and I'm gonna save it to the end. How many episodes is it a 10
8,
episode
9, and
or 8?
10.
Oh, we have 8,
I
9,
think
and
it's
10.
10.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
because
is
there was
7. Okay, they're taking us into summer reruns. Okay, okay. But yeah, I'm just I would always, look, and it's because I'm basing my judgment of Shay's actions on my own. I just know you have a baby, we done. Ain't no 2 year span. We just done. Because this baby is a
yes,
complete
exactly.
reminder of you dipping your quill in a different inkwell. Okay.
I told JR this on Instagram. It's like it's weird that he's basically claiming that he slipped on a banana peel and in between another woman's legs, and it's just like I don't know how that works, but if she likes it, I guess I love it. So I mean, mm,
Hey,
to
banana
be me
peels are
though, but
slippery. Okay.
I guess very slippery like a water slide because that. I mean, on another note, next week Elsid's kind of leaving me for a vacation. The leaving me of it all. So I'm gonna be doing a regular video next weekend. How long are you gonna be on vacation again? If you don't mind me asking.
You can ask. I just gonna miss next week's episode. I'll be back for
Okay,
the
I
following week.
thought. Okay, I didn't remember what else you said, so I just wanted to kind of.
I was gonna let you dog me out when you did next week's video.
I kind of got out of my system. I hope. I hope, but I never know if it's gonna reignite in me later. So,
If
but
they show you some more feet next week, you gonna be mad enough.
I'm gonna toss my computer out the window and just buy me a new one because if they do that again, I'm flying all the way to California and fighting every last one of them. Because I
Oh my
mean,
gosh.
I okay, because I will have to be like, hold on, because I saved it on my thing here.
Mm-mm-mm. I was just gonna let you tell them, let them show up and be like, "Where's she at? Where's she at?"
Because if they decide to show more feats,
Feet sisters.
I'm if they decide to show more feats, this is what I'm gonna do. Hold on, I'm gonna try to do this. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try to.
Okay, let's try.
Um,
It didn't pop up.
Not yet. Hold on, I'm figuring it out, guys. I promise.
That's okay. I don't know how to do it either, so you're gonna have to teach me the steps after you learn it.
I'm going to like I don't know if I can hear this, but
Nope.
okay, can't hear. Okay, I'm gonna probably have to take my headphones off.
Check the sound on the video.
What?
Check the sound on the video.
Oh, it's up. Yeah. Anyway, I tried. I tried. I
That's
really
okay.
tried, but I mean, it's basically like I'm trying not to beat their ass if they show the feats again, because I mean,
Mm. Well, it'll get you your own vacation. You can vacation California.
you trying to make me get locked up. You trying to get me locked up? Okay, I see how it is. I'm gonna have a
Not till
permanent
after the
stay in
season.
I'm gonna have a permanent stay in the Cal Penitentiary
What?
because
SoCal?
because I'm gonna be I'm gonna be trying to woos out, but I'm not gonna probably not gonna be successful. So,
Oh my gosh, too funny.
anyways, um,
We survived another episode.
yes, we did, and we we'll see what happens next week. What else happens with Diamond and her daughter? And like I said, we need a muzzle for Chris, please, please. I beg of you, like producer, somebody, anybody, because he's just. Ugh. He was kind of doing okay. He was not getting on my nerves the last few episodes, and then he had to just. Then I saw the preview, and then I was like, yeah, give him muzzle, please. So I mean, anyways, we will both be back 2 weeks from now, and I will be back myself next week. Until then, have a good weekend and stay safe. Any last words, Elsie?
No.
All righty.